Hey guys, Temptation here. This will be the first video that I'm going to do and put on YouTube and kind of get this shindig on the road. And it's something I've been floating around between my wife and I for a long time to kind of put out there or why we want to do it and to see this into fruition. First, I want to talk about who I am and why I'm even doing this. So, my name is Tim Allmeter. I'm 28 years old. I'm married to the love of my life, Marlene. She'll be in a video coming up. And why I'm doing this is to give you health updates about myself, because if you're my friend, you know that I'm not the best at keeping everybody updated when things happen. So this is going to be the best form of information for you all. I'm gonna do less typing updates and less huge paragraphs and less reading, and I'm just gonna show you me, and I'm gonna speak to you as if you were here in front of me and we were just catching up. And I think that's the best way that I can do this for you all, and I'm excited to do it. So I'm gonna go over kind of things in order a bit and like what I plan to even talk about and the topics that I plan to talk about. First is my channel name. My channel name is The Final 10. Well, it's like, that sounds intimidating, kind of sporty, like maybe NBA, something like that. No, The Final 10, that's 10%. As some of you know, there was a drug that came out that many patients are calling the cure to cystic fibrosis. Now, the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation is calling it a highly effective treatment. And this drug works for 90% of CF patients, meaning the mutation in their DNA that caused them to have cystic fibrosis is fixed by this drug. It is fixed. And so as long as they take this drug, the symptoms of cystic fibrosis slowly seem to disappear. And it's been very effective. And there are other CF patients out there and other channels talking about this drug and the miracles that it's doing to them. There are side effects, there are drawbacks. It's highly expensive. So while it is considered a cure by many, it's not that simple. There's a lot more that goes into it, and I want you to think about that. But I want you to think about me. I'm part of the 10% they don't get that drug. I don't have that opportunity. And I don't want everybody to forget about us. And I mean the researchers. I mean the funds for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. We still exist. We're still terminal. And that's why I'm making this content and giving it to you all, or providing it to you all. Okay, so the next thing, I want to address topics that I think you all want to know about me. It's like whenever I talk to people in person at the gym or friends from my old job at Mercy, people want to know about, like, what does it feel like to cough up blood? Is it like the movies? Is it like those westerns where they pull this rag out of their pocket and they have tuberculosis and they have a little blood splatter on their rag and they stuff it back in their pocket? Is that what it's really like? It's not, spoiler alert. And anyway, that's a video that I want to make. That's something I want to talk about, because I think that a lot of you really want to know what it's like. And do you get scared? Like, do people stare if it happens in public? So I'm going to make a video about that. Another thing that I want to address is marriage and this disease. Like, is it hard on Marlene? How does she react? How does she deal with this? And how does she take in the fact that I have something terminal that could kill me? And how does she process that? And how does she support me? And how are we dealing with that as a married couple? What are we doing to address these things? And these are big things, guys. If you're married, you know that having a disease, no matter which partner has it, is really hard. And it's actually different depending on the role that you are. If you are the one who works in the relationship versus the one who's not, and it matters whether the female is the one working, in my case, my wife, or if the male is, or if you're still in that lung function capacity and you have the disease and you're able to work at all. So that's something I'm going to be talking about coming up. Another thing that I want to address is my daily life. Like how does cystic fibrosis change my day-to-day things? So look, I should have addressed this immediately, but I have a PICC line. This is an IV, and I get an antibiotic, and that is how I beat lung infections, and we have frequent lung infections. And so what does this look like? Well, this is what it looks like. This is meropenem, an antibiotic, and this has helped treating a couple organisms that grow within my lungs right now. I believe MRSA and then Burkholderia cepacia. And I know a lot of you CF patients, that's what we call each other, CFers, just cringed when I said cepacia. It's the widowmaker, it's the end all to CF. It's a death sentence. That's what it's been called. And I'll address that in another issue, the organism of cepacia itself. But I was in the hospital all of last week, and I'm horrible at giving timely updates, just awful. This is my solution to you all. This is the best way for you to see me, to physically see how I'm doing, how is my weight loss. I talked about that in a Facebook post that I made. What does minus 16 pounds look on my body, on my frame? And this is what it looks like. And this is how you see how I'm doing. Does it look like I'm tired? Am I exhausted? Are the bags under my eyes getting worse than last time you saw me? So these are the things that I'm going to be able to convey in a more effective way. Another thing that I want to talk about is wearing oxygen. I'm winded right now, visibly. You can tell that I'm taking deeper breaths before I give a sentence, before I say something. And I actually have my oxygen machine there. It's against the wall. It's my home generator. And then I actually have a portable oxygen generator. I'm going to talk about this in just a second, but I have my generator, my portable version in this that I'll talk about. But how often do I have to wear oxygen? What situations do I have to put it on in? I am wearing it at the gym. If you wonder what that looks like, I'm going to do a video where I show you what it looks like to wear oxygen at the gym as a young person, as somebody who looks healthy. And the looks that I get, the things that people say to me, how many people have come up to me and asked me why I'm wearing it. And that's wonderful. This is how I spread awareness and how I meet new people and new friends and make new connections. And you'd be shocked at how many people have come up to me. So I can't wait to talk about that subject. Another thing, of course, you're probably all wondering, the transplant. What are the next steps? Where are we on this transplant journey? And I mean lung transplant. How is my heart doing, and how will that affect my odds of transplant, my chances of transplant? And that's something I'm going to talk about in these videos. And I'm really going to be trying to do these often so I can get all the information to you as it happens. And I'm going to try to take you with me into these situations and these events that are happening without having to do these enormous Facebook updates every month and a half. And it's like, do you guys even have time to scroll through that? Is my wife even scrolling through that? Is my family scrolling through all that? I mean, these things are huge. My poor cat, I shut the bedroom door. Anyway, I'll let him out in just a second. And that's something else I can talk about. Everybody loves animals. He's a Russian blue, and he'll be in a video, I promise. The last thing, one of the last things that I'm going to be talking about, or that I want to mention in this video, is what it's like to have your femoral artery rupture. And this was post-procedure, and this is what caused my weight loss and my sickness in my last admission. And I want to talk about that and what that's like and what happened. Like, why did this happen? So that's something I'll go over in another video. I want to keep this one pretty short. And the last thing that I want to talk about with this video and with this video series and why I'm doing this is to give you feedback, because you all are so kind, and you message me and you reach out to me to see how I'm doing. And you have a lot of questions, and the understanding of cystic fibrosis among the general population is it's not great, because there aren't people like me who are doing this. We're just keeping to ourselves. We're just maybe texting our family and giving them short updates, but who gets to understand this and who gets to see this, and especially on camera, who gets to see this play out? And so that's what I want to do. I want to answer your questions. I want to see what your response is, and I want to see what things you want to know about what I have going on and how much depth there is to this. And so I'm going to answer those questions. I'm going to do my best to do this frequently and to let you all keep up with my journey and to connect with you on a more personal basis, because you all have been so helpful for me. We had that fundraiser in the past that my wonderful friend Brandy did, and I feel like this is the least I can do to give back to you and to give you accurate updates on my life and what I have going on and how Marlene is and how we're all doing and how we're surviving in this brand new city of St. Louis. That's something I want to talk about too. So I'm going to go ahead and end it there. The video is probably getting long. Thank you so much for watching my very first video. There will be more. And click like, click subscribe. Am I a YouTuber now? And follow me through this journey, guys. Thanks.